This is the monster manual where you would basically find encounters that you'd want to run. And there are a bunch of different things here, and it goes all the way over to like, these are all the monsters that are in D&D. We have a bugbear, which is like a goblinoid.
Yes.
We have a chimera.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I understand that, yep.
And a mimic. So these are all the creatures that, and a Kuatoa looks like this, if I can find it. Where's the Kuatoa at? There we go. 198. Yes, Mom? But I depicted it as a Zoro or a Zora. This is what they look like. Well, that's not what they look like. So they look like this. That's what they look like. If you can see that. That's what they look like in the nowadays games, the newest release of The Legend of Zelda. So that's what I pictured in this scenario, but that's what the D&D says they look like.
Okay. And
then I have my Dungeon Mastering Guide that basically tells me how to play D&D. And I haven't read through all of it. I learned from playing the game myself. And it basically just gives me a list of things and what they sell for, coinage, how mapping works, which I'm already all too familiar with, so I don't really need to use it too much. What I normally use is the player's handbook, which is over here.
Oh, I'm impressed.
Oh yeah, I've been busy. So this is my screen. It's really nice, it's leather embossed and everything. My table to like block my players from seeing what I'm doing. Right there, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
So I would put that on my table.
Yeah.
And my stuff would be behind it while they would be in front of me.
Okay, yeah.
And so they just don't see it. And then right here I have what we were supposed to be doing. We only got about down to here.
Oh my god.
There's a lot, yeah. We didn't even do any of this last time I played with them. It's for next session that I was going to do with them. But we've missed 2 so far, which is more than we normally miss. Those right there.
Yeah, this will make my head spin.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot more still. I think the longest one is right here. Yep. And this was basically about they found like a druid who was injured, who they were carrying to safety to try to like heal her. So they took her to like this old tree that had a sentience that had magical abilities to like heal. So as they were taking this druid through to that tree, what hurt that druid was following them and was trying to finish off what they started. So this entire thing is dialogue between the druid and the players and their escape from what was chasing them. And then they ended up making it into like a forest, which I also got off of Zelda. It's called the Lost Forest. Oh. Yeah. This is what, so like it's basically like a forest that it's a maze of some sort. So you go through this area, but you could come out in a completely different area, and you have to figure out a way to get through this forest. And there's eventually a place you'd reach called this is what the tree I depicted as well. Because I'm a big fan of this game. I played it my entire childhood. This is the tree I depicted in my head when I was writing the story.
Okay, yeah.
So that's like an old tree with magical capabilities and powers. It has a face and everything and is able to talk.
So as you're playing the game, is the game format just pictorial or is it animated?
It is not animated. It's pictorial. It's completely imagination.
Okay, I see.
So they would have their characters open on D&D Beyond, and while this is what they see. What I see is a bunch of notes like this, and Spotify playlist to play the music.
Yeah.
And in certain scenarios, let's say they were going into a tavern and they were trying to find a certain individual that was a note said to find. They would have to go into the tavern, and if they say to me, I would like to find this person, they would roll a perception, which rolls a dice, and it got a 5. So I would set a number in my head above 5, above 10, below 10, and if they got above that, then I could tell them they see that. But since they got a 5, they did not see the person, so I say, you don't see anyone suspicious. It seems like it's just a tavern full of a bunch of people having a good time drinking. And as they go throughout the tavern, let's say they talk to the barkeep trying to find the person. They would try to like persuade him to tell them who they're looking for. So they roll a persuasion, and they got a 10. So if I say that it does work or doesn't work, then I basically tell them a situation of it working or not working. So if it did work, I'd be like the tavern keeper, and in like an accent, I'd be like, the mysterious individual you're looking for, and basically that. And I know it's kind of cringe, but it's roleplay. I enjoy it now.
Great.
So he would do that and tell them basically where the dude is. But if they rolled below like a 5, then he would like completely freeze up and not, or clam up and not tell them anything.
Yeah.
So then they are getting desperate at this point. So then they really want to find this person. So they decide they want to intimidate the entire tavern to find this person. They roll intimidation. They got a bad intimidation. This is unlucky, first off. So since they got a bad roll, the entire tavern laughs at them as they scream and like their voice cracks trying to find this individual. But then eventually I'll get tired of laughing my butt off of them failing, and I'll just say the person comes out and he walks up to you and says, like in a voice, "You're looking for me." And then they'd have a conversation, the players, and then me having a conversation with them. But I'm playing that character that they're having a conversation with. So then let's say they find that person, and that person will like basically advance them on their next part of their quest, and he would tell them they need to go to like a little cave and fight a dragon. So they go to a cave to fight a dragon, and right now I'm level 1, right there saying level 1, which is not a very high level to fight a dragon at all. I mean, dragons are extremely high level encounters. So my character being a rogue, what I can do in combat is, if I'm not seen, I can you roll a hide, which is stealth. So I roll stealth. I have expertise with it, which means I have double proficient. That gets into a lot more.
Yeah.
So bigger number. If I get a high roll, which I did, then I succeed on my hide. So what the dragon doesn't see me, but they see that he sees the players. So as he's attacking the players, I go behind him and I roll the attack. Normally you want to roll the attack first. I rolled damage on accident.